men are born equally free and independent. That was that from the Virginia Declaration of Rights, George Mason. And all men are created equal. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Declaration of Independence, that was Thomas Jefferson. It says law and justice are not the same thing. These phrases from the Virginia Declaration of Rights and the Declaration of Independence form the basis of our concept of justice, but they do not become part of American law. That's a terrible thing. You have no rights. What is the law? Some laws protect people's safety and property, such as forbidding murder, assault, robbery, and bribery. Some laws promote the public interest by providing safety, public and national security, financing road construction, paying for public schools. Some laws impose restriction on some people for the benefit of others, such as requiring people without children to pay taxes for public schools, requiring people without cars to pay taxes for roads, requiring businesses to spend money to prevent air and water pollution. What is the law? That is the question. What is the law? People make laws, legislation pass laws, and courts enforce to interpret laws, but people also directly influence what laws are adopted, repealed, or changed by. Voting for legislators, speaking or writing to legislators, debating what laws should be passed or changed, filing court cases to challenge laws. Petition of Murray Webley on January the 1st, 1776, British naval vessels in the Elizabeth River fired several cannons balls into Norfolk. One of the shots broke Murray Welby's leg while she was nursing her youngest child. Because her husband had lost an arm in an accident many years earlier, the family had no means left for supporting itself. There was no Red Cross and there were no social service agencies available to people like the unfortunate Murray Welby and her miserable little children. Her only chance for public assistance was to ask legislature for a special appropriation. And the letter is there. Petition for Lucinda. 27th of November 1815, freed at the death of her mistress, Mary Matthew of King George County. Lucinda petitioned the General Assembly to remain in Virginia. Most of Matthew's former slaves moved to Tennessee, but Lucinda elected to remain in Virginia to be near her husband, who was owned by Colonel William H. Howe. Also, the King George County, under Virginia law, Lucinda was required to move out of the state or being faced to being sold into slavery again. She chose to relinquish all of the advantages of slavery to remain with her husband. She asked the General Assembly to enact a law giving her to her husband's owner. A note by a secretary indicates that the petition was tabled. Rally for women's suffrage. Virginia State Capitol, 1915. Seeing unfazed by the police, Iris English attended the protest with her mother, Lynn English. Protest at State Capitol. Oh, photographed by Scott Inquest, published by the Style Weekly, March the 6th, 2012. Used with permission. Oh, they got new updated meet your legislation and city officials. Damn crooks. That's what they are. Who is a citizen. From 1776 to 1868, each state decided what defines someone as a citizen and what rights were granted to citizens and non-citizens. The 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, ratified in 1868, defines citizenship: a person born and naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the law. 14th Amendment, 1868. They've done all of that to me. They have denied me right. Can an enslaved person commit treason? Independence made white American citizens of the new nation, but enslaved people did not enjoy most of the rights of citizenship. Did it mean that they did not commit treason? In 1781, the Prince George County Court tried an enslaved man named Billy for treason for attempting to escape to the British and supplying them with aid and comfort. Billy was tried and convicted in Prince William County on May 8, 1781. The court sentenced him to death by hanging, ordered that his head be mounted on a pole at the intersection of public roads. 3 of the justices of the peace appealed to Governor Thomas Jefferson to issue a reprieve. They argued that slaves were not citizens and therefore could not commit treason. The executor of the estate of Billy's owner also petitioned the Virginia House of Delegates for Billy's pardon. On June 14, 1781, the General Assembly pardoned Billy, that was now dead because he was not a citizen. See, it's all messed up. What is treason? In 1776, Virginia law defined treason as going to war against the Commonwealth of Virginia or providing its enemies with aid and comfort or other support. Conviction requiring either a confession in court or testimony by 2 eyewitnesses. Why didn't Thomas Jefferson pardon Billy? The Virginia Treason Act of 1776 granted the power to issue pardons in cases of treason to the General Assembly, not to the governor. Wow. This is it is really powerful, child. You need to come in here and see this. Can a non-citizen be drafted or counted in a sentence? 2 responsibilities of citizenship are to defend the country and to be counted in the federal census conducted every 10 years during World War I. Members of several Virginia tribes refused to enter the armed services when drafted, asserting that because Indians were not American citizens, they could not be conscripted. When a court confirmed that they were not citizens, they volunteered. Can the state hang a non-citizen? In December of 1859, John Brown was hanged in Jefferson County after being convicted of treason against Virginia. He was never a resident of Virginia. That was the law. Was it justice? And somebody put a tacky sticker, no. Wow. It is something, child. It is something. What can you do? What can you do? I'm getting out of here. This is making me upset. Free or Not a Slave by Rachel Finley. Flaming decent for only a female Indian imported into Virginia and illegally enslaved. Rachel sued Thomas Clay of Powhatan County for her freedom. In May of 1773, the court ruled that Rachel and her family were free. But before she won her suit, her master sold her to John Draper of Wolf County, where she lived in slavery for 40 years. Oh my God. Free and not a slave. Great Dane, I'm lonely.
Still going on today.
This is a case, Robin, against V versus Hardaway. In 1682, law permitted Indian imported on ships to be enslaved for life. Unlike Indians captured in war or purchased from friendly Indians, whose terms of service were unlimited. In 1772, the General Court settled a dispute about how long the law remained in effect and ruled that it was repealed. In 1705, 12 men and women won their freedom and 1 shilling in damages. The case established an important precedent that Indians brought into Virginia before 1682 and after the 1705 were not legally enslaved, and that descendants of the women could not be held in slavery. Well, thank God for that. It is terrible. The Constitution, what are the privileges of citizenship? The Constitution and the laws grant privileges to citizens that non-citizens do not have. One of the rights of citizen is the right to vote. In the United States, a person, native or naturalized, who has the privilege of exercising the elective franchise and to hold real estate. The rights of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. Lord, have mercy, Jesus. And the voter league of women, this is powerful.